Hello everyone and DBA friends. Welcome to Oracle F1 channel. In this tutorial video, I am coming up with Oracle 19c data card configuration steps and the live demonstrate which I am going to show you all in this video. Here it is. I have that a quick recap and a quick update for this video what we are going to demonstrate and discuss. The below steps we are going to perform the both side of that primary and standby databases, and we have two server. This is primary. This is primary server. This is standby server. So in this server, in primary side we have running SRCDB2, the database which is running in 19C version 19.3.0.0. So that listener also running in this side. This is primary side. In standby side, there is no databases are running. I mean, I need to start up the database. It is having that binary got installed. We are going to set up the data card configuration. So the quick update what we are going to do, that putting TNS entry for the both side, primary and standby side, putting listener entry on target side and start the listener, and do TNS ping across the server, primary TNS service and standby TNS service. We are going to do that. And the primary database configuration steps here, check the archive log enabled or not. If not enabled it, check force log enabled or not. If not enabled it, check flashback enabled or not. If not enabled it, check the log member of log file size, and for what creating the standby redo log files on the primary side. Enable all the data guard parameters on primary side. This is primary side. We are going to do the steps. On standby side, what we are going to do? Create a password file on target side, create a init of parameter file on target side, and start up the database moment with the init of parameter file, and connect RMAN and connect target database and connect auxiliary database. We are going to start the duplication for active database for standby, and then once duplication completes, need to check the database names on open mode, log mode, and database role on the standby side. Create standby redo log on the standby side, and enable MRP on standby side. Check log apply. If not applied, if log not applied, enable log archive dest to parameter on standby side. Check for log apply again, and if everything goes fine, stop the MRP and enable the flashback on standby. Start MRP again and a couple of switches from the primary side and check all the logs on caught up. This is what we are going to do. Post the database standby database configuration completes, all the logs have been cut up. We will do the data guard broker configuration. And also here I have come up with that high level steps I have prepared already. This is the steps we are going to do. Like, hello DBA friends, in this video we are going to discuss about Oracle 19c data guard configuration step by step. Like, Oracle data guard is the high availability model which prevent downtime and data loss by using redundant system and software, eliminate single point of failure. This is what they are set up. We are doing with that primary to standby physical standby database configuration. In this video, I have come up with for Oracle 19c configuration. We have a lot of features available in the 19c for the data configuration. Once the data configuration completed, we will see all the new features which we have enabled in the Oracle 19c database. So here it is. I have come up with the two environment like that for this practice, lab environment for this practice. Primary environment, I have the server details like the below, like I have the DB name and DB unique names, database server host name and IP address configured. What are the database versions running? And OS Oracle Enterprise Linux 7.5 and Oracle port I have used on by default port at 1521, but instead of I'm using 1521 because 12.201 database was running in this server, so that I'm using some different port 1522. Okay, the standby environment setup also the same configuration, but the thing is DB unique name have been changed here. So the IP address will be changed, the server name has been changed. So remaining all these things the same thing. After configuring OS level settings, now we need to configure database level parameters to configure Oracle and data card. Yes, it is. We need to take the below option on primary server. We will connect to that primary server now. This is primary server. So what we will do, connect to the database. Prior to that, we need to check that first the step is we need to put the DNS entry across the servers. So here I have already made up the entry. This is a source database. This is a target database, which is a different IP address you can see here. And I have mentioned the IP addresses instead of server name because it will be easy to duplicate. Okay, this is source database, primary database. This is TNS entry for standby database. This is a source listener entry. So you can see here. So the listener is running on source DB. So the services also it's taking, it's establishing. Okay, so it's running, and now the standby side we need to check the same thing. We need to put the DNS entry on the standby side as well. So you can see already I have put the standby side as well. That so here it is a service name SRCDB SB standby 2 SBYY. So here it is. You can see that listener. Here we need to change the listener name because SRCDB. This is primary. Okay, I need to change in standby side. So this is standby. This is also primary. Okay, sorry. This is standby side. The TNS entry I made it, and we need to change that listener name here because I am okay. I have changed the listener name and the listener over. Yeah, here it is. You can see that listener entry. So in primary side as well, I can see here listener entry. So this is a listener entry on primary. So primary side, on standby side here it is the listener entry. So what I did, I made all the TNS entry on both the side, primary side and standby side. And now I am doing the TNS ping on the standby side. So here it is. What is error showing? Like the listener is not running on standby side. Okay, let me start the listener. So I have started the listener on standby side. You can see here, this is standby. Standby side, I have started the listener, Now I will do the TNS ping. So it is perfectly pinging. Like if you want, so it is pinging. This is from source, primary database. So the same thing I need to do TNS ping srcdb true. It is perfectly connecting, and from standby side also I'm able to ping it. So here what it did, putting TNS entry, this is has been done. Putting TNS and listening, this is a listener, and start the listener, this is also done. And do DNS ping we have done on both the side. So now we are going to do the primary side configuration steps we are going to follow, and I have here action what we need to do connecting the primary side. So now everything that both end primary and standby database have been TNS ping is successful, and we made that listener entry and target side. We have started that listener. It's working fine. So now I am connecting to the primary database and I'm logging to the database. Here it is. There will be one pluggable database available. This is container plus pluggable database. This is this is a database we are going to duplicate, like a physical standby database going to create. Okay, coming up with the steps, actions. Make sure the primary database is running on archive log mode. We need to check like archive log list. So it is already enabled. If not, we need to enable it. Okay, this is. Otherwise, you can check this query archive log mode. It is archive log. And if your database is not running archive log, then we need to do the following steps: start immediate and start up mount and alter archive log and alter database open. This is that step 2. This is what we need to. And then we need to check that force logging is enabled or not. Select force logging from VDALR database. It's not enabled. It's not enabled. Alter database force logging on. So we did. Now it is enabled. Yes. And then you need to check flashback enabled or not. It is not enabled. Alter database flashback on. So now we are enabling flashback. After enabling flashback, we can check it's enabled, and so parameter recovery destination sites and retention parameter recovery. So it is recovery size. It is this is the recovery location, and the recovery file destination site 15 GB. So it is enabled, and recovery area usage. We can check it how much. So it is utilizing 2.5 number of files. While we are enabling, it will generate tool files, and it is utilizing 2.6 percentage. It is utilizing. Okay, next, what we did these steps, and step 4 have been completed, and we are coming to that now. The data parameters we need to enable it on the primary side. Now the step 5, change below dynamic parameters data card configuration. So log archive config config. So you can check one by one the parameter on primary side. So parameter and enable it. So it is not enabled. You can check scope equal to both. Like you can enable. Now you can check it is enabled. Strength dgconfig srcdb to srcdb sby. And log archive test. You can check so parameter. So it is not dest2 is not enabled. So what we will do that service we can enable. It is done. So you can check. Next, log archive test state 2. It is what it is showing. It will be by default so enable only. So parameter, even though we need to enable after configuring that log archive test 2. So parameter. So we will enable. It's done. You can check now. It is enabled. And standby file management. So parameter standby. So it is manual. What we will do? Alter set auto. It is done. Now you can check. It is auto. So next one. This is for switching data card of or failover purpose, secure failover purpose. We are enabling. So parameter for. So file server we can enabled. This is the same thing also. We will enable file client. srcdb true. So you can check now. In this, once the data card configuration standby side, we need to do file client as srcdb2 sby, file server as srcdb2. So reverse vice versa. Okay. Now the steps 5 have been completed. We need to do that step 6. That's a remote password file. So parameter remote logging password file. It is execution. So no need to change in this. And also, if it is not exclusive, we need to change alter system set remote login password file exclusive file like that. You need to. So log archive format by default it will saving in format, but what it is we can check. It's all doing. It's all the configuration doing in primary side, primary database. So it is showing TS percentage T percentage S percentage R DBF. So you can change like ARC for the file specification we are changing into ARC. Yeah, it is not we can change it in the memory level. It will be an SP file. Next reboot only it will be get affected. Okay, that the step 6 completed. Step 7, create a standby read log file on primary side and as well as that following with the following query. Select member from we need to check that member, what are the member available. So there will be 3 members are in the database, and also the size will be on, we need to check it out. So yeah, yeah, read log file, the size is 200 MB. So we need to create, we need to create the standby read log files in the primary side. Also, once the database creation, standby database creation, we need to create on standby read log files on standby side as well. It is helpful for that while we are doing switchover activity. This will be very useful, otherwise it will get failed. So I am creating, here it is always n plus 1. The number of read log, standby read log files has been, we need to create n plus 1. Here 3 files plus 1 we need to create standby read log files. So I'm creating. So now you can check, there will be log file will be, the standby read log files will be created. Okay. It's the step 8. Now restart your primary data. After that we need to create listener and TNS and service both the primary and standby. So these are all the entry we have already made, and we have verified that TNS names, ORA, and listener files also we have done. I have, and we can come to that step 10. It is start the listener and check TNS ping. This is also we have done. On primary side, the environment variable I have checked and do that. Start that listener on primary side. I have already made. I have done, and it's running. And also that I did the TNS ping. It is also done on standby side, that I have verified that. Let's just start listener. I have done, and also it has been started. So this is TNS ping SRCDP from standby side. It is also pinging. So earlier it's obeying. So according to that quick update, and we have did primary database with these steps. All the steps we have completed. Now coming to the standby database side and the database standby database configuration steps, we need to come up with that standby side, and now step 11 we are going to proceed. Create password file and p file and production, move into the standby side. So now you can check this one in. So the password file has been created on primary side, and I have created using this command. The standby side password files have been created as well. You can see here, I'll show you. Yes, this is standby side. Here it is. I have already created the same command. The password file has been created. First step, that this is coming to the standby side. We are performing these steps on the standby side. First, we are creating password file. In my case, I have already created password file, and that init file also I have already created. You can see vi init in that cat. You can see that cat init file. I mentioned that primary database name searchdb2. Okay, so what I did next. So here you can see here there is no databases are running. Even right, the listener we have already started. So the listener is running. Okay, listener ctl status, you can see. So the listener already been started. Now we are going to start up that database with the p file. So can see DB unique name this one and CDB is Oracle SID this one. Okay, now we will start SQL plus SSDBA. The same method, startup page file. I am going to start up with this startup no mount p file. These are the action. These are all the action we are doing it in standby side. Okay, standby side we are doing. Now you can check the database is running. Okay, so what we have done, listener have been started on standby side. We have started the database in no mount mode with the p file. Now next, if everything is okay, then start the replication using Darman duplicate, which makes the full clone of production. Yes, what we are going to do now, connecting through Arman, I am doing it from standby side. We can clone from production primary side as well, but better as always, we can do it from standby side. So connecting Arman and connect target. Targets is I have created the password file like uh, the passwords for a user. I am connecting to target through that target service name. Okay, the target database has been connected. Now connect auxiliary database. Connect auxiliary database. This is not mounted because we have started no mount mode, so it is showing not mounted. So both the database have been connected. Now we can start the duplication activity. Duplicate target database for standby from active database to require SP files and DDB unique name SRCDB to SBY. Command is standby. No file name check. Yeah, this is the command I'm going to execute duplicating the target database. So the duplicating it's running. So what we will do, the same side, I think this one. You can see here the duplicate. What's going on? I'm finding out that So that duplication is running. You can see here the restore is going on. I'll post all the activity logs into my blog. You can I'll post all these steps also in my blog. You can easily capture all those things and everything. And I'll periodically updating my blogs. So in this video also will be posting into publishing into my blog. The steps, high level steps also will be sharing with that blog. So you guys can be used, and hope this will be very helpful for you all. Once duplication gets completed, everything goes fine. After that, I will come up with Oracle 19C data guard environment features. There will be plenty of features will be there. So I'll come up with another interesting video. So it's going on. It's going. It looks good. It's going on fine. It's going as we expected. Restore is completed and start recovery has been started. Recovery has been started now. So we can create the read log files later. No issues. Because why it's getting failed, like we don't have any numbers. We need to create standby read log files and start by standby side. So you can see the duplicate has been completed. So now the database has been duplicated. The activity log I will share you. I'll post in my blog activity log. This is primary side activity log. Okay, so far so good. Let's come to the primary side. So we have done. Now step 13 we need to be done. Log into that standby side database. Duplicate it's done. Coming out from Orman. Case hyphen f grab pmon. We search cdb2. So now we can have to check name log mode open mode database role status from Vedana database You can see the database have been come up with archive log mode, mounted stage, and it is physical standby. Okay, next we are going to perform the 13 step 13. So these are all we have to create on standby side. We can check. Since we have created on standby database log file on primary side, we don't need to create a recreate it again. And also we have we can check this query in this standby redo log. We can check this in this query. So you can see here. So it is there standby log. And also we are skipping this part and going to step 14. Once the about duplicate finish, then you can start the MRP. Like you can start MRP on standby side. You can see the log. So MRP has been started. You can check this command also in voice command. So here you can see that MRP is running. And next you can check that log apply is happening or not. You can check this query. The MRP process has been running. You can check. So applying log. So log it's applying. You can do it in couple of switches from alter system switch log file archive log list. This is maximum log sequence 26. You can see here while switching you can see the MRP is happening or not. You can yes recovery online read log files. It is coming into the standby side. You can see here. Also you can check this query. It is applying. So 25 log sequence number it's closing and 26 MRP is now applying. Okay, everything looking good. That standby side it's got cut up. So everything looks fine. And then, so what we will do if the standby side is not happening, we need to check standby side is not getting applied log. We need to enable this parameter. And also you can check this query it's getting applied or not in the standby side. So it is applied. So latest 26 is applying till 25th and the sequence number is got applied on the standby side. Okay, so looks good, everything fine. So with this we have done that data configuration for Oracle 19c database. So PDBs, okay. We'll do another switch. We'll see here recovery of media online file. It's sorry. So the conclusion, we have done the data cut configuration setup for that Oracle 19c database. So we can check this query for the standby log, it's which is active and which is inactive. And also we need to change one thing here for fault client. It's going to be this one. On fault server, it's going to be this one. Okay, you can check in primary side. It will be on vice versa. Okay, fault client this one, on fault server this one. Here fault client this one, on fault client this one. Okay, this is for failover and switchover activity. It will be very helpful, and this is what we are creating the standby redo log as well. So you can see here this is happening like active. It's going on the sequence number. It's fetching. Okay, and next we will configure the data broker. We will see the data broker configuration on next video, and the final task we need to do in the standby side, we need to enable the flashback on standby side. So we need to stop the MRP, enable the flashback. Now again starting that MRP, you can see in the log. Okay, check this. So logs are applying. You can do a couple of switches. So it's everything fine. Okay, friends. Hope this video you all liked this video, and how to do that data configuration on Oracle 19c database. And in my next video, I'm coming up with that Oracle 19c data environment, that new features, and I'm going to explore all those new features, and mainly that database flashback database in the primary, and it will be automatically reverted in the standby side vessel. We no need to rebuild the standby database when we are doing the flashback on the primary database. And also when we are creating the standby primary side and that guaranteed restore point, it will be automatically replicated to the standby side. That is also I'm going to coming up in another video. And also the data broker configuration also I will coming up with another video, and we will meet you all in the next video. Thanks for watching Oracle F1 channel. Kindly do subscribe, and if you are liking in my videos and tutorials, please do share and subscribe. Thank you very much.